in 2 minutes. A warm welcome to all of you. Good evening, all. If it is possible to come on video, we would request all of you to come on video so that we can have a look and we can interact. It's completely an interactive session wherein Rajvi is going to share the tips. There are some more few people who would like to be a part of it and they are in a process. In the meantime, let me take this opportunity to introduce Rajvi and so that she can move forward and share the tips and help us to understand what are the different ways how we can use the social media the best possible way and how we can design. So today and tomorrow, both days, Rajvi is going to share a lot of tips and tricks. This platform, Master PraQ, is exclusively a practical approach towards learning in a practical way. So there will be no discussions, no talks. It will be only tips and techniques which we can hands-on use it, and every time we can learn through these tips and apply it in our own way. So let me take an opportunity to introduce Rajvi, who is 17-year-old podcaster. She's a graphic designer. She is a social media marketer. She was a speaker at the World Creative Conclave 2021, as well as she had designed the posters of such a big event, World Creative Conclave. And she's also been a part of several organizations wherein she creates posters, helps them into social media interactive platform posters, and she's very active in Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and she is also a YouTuber. So she is a psychologist turned student trainer at Cropers. Cropers is her own baby, wherein she puts social media platform, works on different with different clients on creating their uh, audios, videos, and we are fortunate that she is also doing a Brainrhyme Singapore work from Cropers. She helps people to represent the best of themselves to the world so that they can represent them at a global platform. So over to you, Rajvi, and to share the tips and all yours for you.
Firstly, thank you so much, sir, for this amazing platform, and thank you so much, everyone, for being here today. It is my honor and my pleasure to be here today and to give you some insight and give you small little tips about
Introduction class.
designing, which you all can use on a daily basis. You don't have to be a pro graphic designer to use these tips. All of them are my humble request, can everyone please mute their mic? Thank you so much. You do not have to be a pro graphic designer to learn these tips. These are small tips we all can learn, and I'm sure they'll all help each one of us
Yes,
when we're
ma'am.
designing our
Vaishnavi.
content.
May we request Narasimha ji to please be on mute. Thank you very much.
Narasimha Rajuji, can we please request you to mute your mic? Thank you so much. So today is the first session of our Master PraQ, and we are going to be looking at graphic design today. And tomorrow when we meet, we are going to be looking at social media and how we all can use social media to help ourselves. Now, before I move on to tricks and tips for graphic designing, small little introduction about what graphic designing is and who is a graphic designer. Graphic designing is nothing but just an art of craft where you can mix your text, your images, your videos, your vectors, everything, your music into a creative way. Any creative creation is graphic design. It is a form of visual communication.
Rajvi, you can put all of them on mute, please.
Sorry for the inconvenience. And you are basically designing solutions. As a graphic designer, you are a visual communicator designing solutions to digital problems. So you are a problem solver when you are a graphic designer. Now, in today's presentations, we will look a little bit about the 5 principles of graphic design, the 5 steps to graphic designing, and the top softwares you can use to start your graphic design journey. The quote or the words that I live by when I do my graphic designing is there are 3 types of responses to a piece of design: yes, no, and wow. Wow is the one to aim for, and that is what we are all going to aim for by the end of this masterclass. When we look at design principles are the basic rules we all have to follow as a designer to create effective, impactful, and attractive pieces of composition. There are several types of design principles when we look at, but the most important ones are our contrast, balance, repetition, white space, sorry, and variety. When all 5 of these are mixed together, they create the ultimate and best piece of design and the best piece of art that we want to show to our clients. Contrast is the difference between 2 or more elements in a design. It can either be light or dark, or thin and thick, small or large, bright and dull. The different types of contrast that can happen. For example, we've all seen that when there's a dark background used, a light text color or a light font color is used. That is when we are giving a contrast to our piece of design. For example, if you look over here, my background is a light color. It is light blue. That is why I used a dark font color, black, to show my text, to show what's written on it. There's a contrast being created between the background and between the text color. And because of this contrast, you can read in a much better way. There's much more readability, there's much more visibility in it. And when you lay your eyes on it, you feel this text as interesting, you feel this as empowering, you feel that this is eye catching. This is what we aim for at the end of the day with our designs. They should be eye catching. Now, just like the weight of anything we pick up in our daily lives, each piece of design also carries weight. For example, when you use a photo, it's much heavier than a 2D element that you use. If I use this line carries less weight than this photo that I've placed over here. So, as a designer, you have to know how you can balance out, how you can lay out your different elements, your different photos, different images on a piece of art, on a piece of digital place where everything looks balanced enough to you. Your eyes shouldn't fall to one end. Imagine all my content being on the right hand side of the paper and left hand side was left plain. As a viewer, your eyes would fall towards the right. And that is not something you aim for as a graphic designer. You have to aim for balancing your piece of work. Repetition. How many times have you seen that one flyer which is selling something for free has free written on it at least 10 times? But someone selling something for, say, 500 rupees or 5,000 rupees They will not repeat that word again. Why? Because repetition means you're trying to reinforce an idea. You're trying to make people connect to that term or to that photo or to that logo. When you want connection, you have to see which word, which element, which logo can I repeat and which of it I cannot repeat. I cannot repeat the title of my presentation or the title of my slide in my entire presentation, but I can repeat the logo of my company in my entire presentation. I can repeat the name of my company in my entire presentation. So, what you can repeat and what you cannot repeat, and how much proximity they are in, matters a lot. If I was repeating my logo twice in a single page, too very close to each other, then as a viewer, as someone who's about to read my flyer, as someone who's about to read my presentation, would actually feel like imbalance being created, would feel like not wanting to read my flyer. Why? Because I have repeated something to create a reinforcement. But the proximity of it is too close, the balancing of it is too close, that the viewer, that the reader is not getting the correct message. So with repetition, you want to reinforce something that you want to hit to the client immediately. Moving ahead to our white space. It is basically the empty space on your piece of design. If I were to fill every little nitpick of this presentation, imagine how would you feel? You would feel too crowded. It's just like standing in a crowded position. If you were left alone on an airport, or if you had to stand in the middle of a Mumbai train, how would you feel? Think about that. You do not want that a viewer looking at your design should feel breathless or should feel that it was too much for him to take in one go. And to give him that feeling that, okay, he's enjoying the piece, he's breathing through the piece, we have to leave white spaces in the middle. We have to leave that breathing element in the middle of our content. Over here, my breathing element is this white space, this blank space, this blank space. And with white space, I don't mean white space. You can actually be, it can be any color. It is also known as the negative space that you leave in your design or you leave in your art piece, which helps people breathe better, which helps people understand your piece of artwork better. Because that is the connection point of people. If people don't connect with your piece of art, that means your art is not giving the right message. That means the problem is being solved. As problem solvers, as digital creators, we have to solve the problem of people not feeling breathless. Variety. Now imagine whichever presentation I made, all of them are the same style, following the same text style, following the same photo style. We do not have any variety. I follow the same colors every time. Yes, for some time it might look that I'm following a trend, that I'm trying to set a trend for myself. But after a few presentations, as viewers, you will all start feeling boring because you would feel like I'm not giving you something new. What I'm giving is the same old black and white. I'm giving you the same old orange, white, and black, anything. Until and unless I give you that variety of color, I give you that variety of text, I give you variety of elements being used. I am not creating your interest in my project, in my product. As a visual representative, as a visual communicator, I am failing to live up to my expectations because you are not able to understand what my message is. The creativity, to show my creativity, to show my skills, I have to build out difference of variety has to come in. It is also visually appealing. For example, if you look at this photo, it has variety of colors in it. It has variety of patchwork in it. It looks visually appealing. For something against only black and white, that does not have variety because it has two colors, black, white. It's not giving that visual essence to any person who's coming in and seeing my product. So as a designer, you have to provide variety in your content, in your designs. Now, going ahead to the 5 steps we all need to take when we want to start graphic design or when we are doing graphic design. First and foremost is research. Find a reliable source for all the information that you need. It can either be the information you need about your client, the information you need about the app you're going to work upon, the information you need about the kind of designing you're doing, any information you need. Find the right sources for it. Do not trust everything you see on social media because social media trends change on a daily basis. For example, today's trend might be having a palette of three, and tomorrow's trend might be having a different palette for everything. So do not trust that you're seeing everything everywhere. Find the correct, reliable source, go the depth of it, and then start working upon it. The next step is study. Now, once you started gathering all the information, you know, study upon the design theory, study upon the market, study about the pain problems people are facing and what solutions they want. As a graphic designer, as I said, you are a solution giver. You are a problem solver to a digital problem people are facing. So, in order to give that solution, in order to provide that solution, you have to understand the pain problems of people. Giving my example, when I started Proppers, the pain the people were facing was they were not able to design for themselves and come on social media. Either they wasted too much of time designing or they wasted too much of time thinking what to design. And in the middle of that, their content, which was a highly rated content, it got lost somewhere. So my problem was what problem I was going to refer to, or was going to work upon, was people not able to put their content on social media. The solution I gave them was I will be a graphic designer and a social media manager. I will put your content, I will take your content, I will design it, upload it. So my market is anyone facing problem with social media, does not know how to design and upload on social media. My design theory would be social media design. I would not need to know how to design for games. I would not need to know how to decide for UI or UX. Mine is limited to social media. So that is my design theory. That is what I have to research on and study upon, right? So I know what my market is. Now, when these two steps are completed, specialize in it. Choose your niche. Like my niche, as I said, is for a social media marketer, a social media designer. So my that is my specified niche. I'm going to work upon that. I'm going to look at the latest trends that are going to come in. I'm going to look at what new I can do to enhance more people coming in. I'm going to look at what fonts are trending, what colors are trending on social media. So that is my specialized niche. I am going to work upon that. Once my niche is sorted, the next is softwares. What all softwares do I need to use for my designing? Do I need to invest a lot in softwares right now? Or can I use the alternatives present? Do I need to waste 6,000, 7,000 a month on, say, Photoshop or Adobe or Illustrator? Or can I use Photopea that is available? Or can I use Canva that is available for cheaper prices? So think about softwares you'll be needing and then think about the alternatives present for them. I wouldn't recommend that when you're starting a journey, in the first few months or the first few weeks, you go on and spend thousands and thousands and thousands of rupees on apps. And then 2 months later, you realize this is not the field for me. Because we're all humans, we all tend to make mistakes. I might have chosen this field, and then 2 months later, I would have decided this is not the field for me. Imagine me who's paid yearly subscriptions for Adobe, Photoshop, for Corel, for every app that is available, for Hootsuite, for my schedulers, for my designers, for my content creators, everything. Imagine that. What kind of a setback would be put in when I'm about to leave this journey, when I'm about to choose a different journey? So whenever you're looking at software, think about the alternatives present. There are alternatives to everything that is present on app. If we look at alternatives, they're going to be the better start when you look at starting something. And spend wisely. Don't spend on every app available. You do not need five designing apps for yourself. You do not need five hashtag tools for you. You do not need five tools that are going to give you captions. One tool is enough. Now think, can I get all of these features in one app? So why not invest in that one app rather than buying five different apps? Five different apps. I have to give my information to five different apps.
Rajvi, there is a voice break.
Oh, okay. Sandhya, can you please mute yourself? I have tried muting you from here, but I'm unable to. Please mute yourself. Thank you. So think about that. Think about कि अगर मैं 5 apps ले लूंगा, मुझे 5 apps पे अपनी information डालनी है कि am I getting all those 5 features in one app? So why should I not spend on that one app? Then practice it. Once you have all your resources, you know your market, you know the problem you're about to solve, you know the design theory that you're looking at, you know your niche pretty well, you know the softwares you're working on. Now practice. The more you practice, the better you'll become at this because this is a skill. It is not something that you have learned as a child. It is not something that we were taught in our school. कि ऐसे color उठाओ, ऐसे font उठाओ और बना दो. It is something that we are going to explore on a daily basis. Go ask your friends that, hey, are you starting something? Do you need help with design? Can I design a poster for you?
Sandhya ji, please, we will have to mute yourself, please.
My apologies. Keep practicing. Go ask people around you. Do you need help with design? Do you want me to design a logo for you? Do you want me to design a social media post for you? Design for them. Design for yourself. Think about different colors around you. Design for different things. When I started this, I first started designing for my mother. And when I realized I'm getting bored with her content, I went out and asked my father that, can I design for you? And then I went and asked my friends that, hey, can I design for you? Design anything and everything that you see in your niche. Do not go out of your niche again. Because if you step out of your niche again, then again, there's a whole wide world out there of graphic designing for you. Again, you'll be confused. What softwares do I use? What's the market of this niche? What problems am I going to face? So your niche is decided now. Practice in that niche. If someone needs help with social media, think about different social media elements that have to design. There's a reel you can work on designing. There's an IGTV video you can go and design. There's a YouTube video you can go and design. YouTube intro, YouTube outro, your animated post, your still posts, your long posts, your short posts, everything is there for you. Every day, at least try and practice too. Because once you're practicing, you'll realize, is this the field for me? Is this what I was looking for, or have I taken the wrong field? And when you start understanding that, and if you start enjoying what you're doing, you're going in the right direction. You're going in the right field. I talked about software alternatives and softwares that you should look at spending. These are the 5 softwares that you can all use to start your journey. Photopea is just a non-paid version. It's a free version of Photoshop. It lets you edit photos. It lets you add text. It lets you add filters on them. As I said, free version of Photoshop. So if you're someone who's planning of investing in Photoshop, do not do that. Photopea is the app for you. You can create, you can edit any photo available on Photopea. Convertio. Convertio is an app which converts any form of text or any form of content in a different form. For example, if you need MP3 to MP4, you need MP4 to MP3, you need PDF to Word, Word to PDF. All of that happens in Convertio. And majority, all of these have free versions available. They're not always paid. So these are the apps you can always start working at. When you start working on these apps and you realize, yes, I'm going correct. This is the field. I'm comfortable with these apps. Then you can invest in higher apps which are doing the same kind of work. But investing on a higher app initially is going to bring you down. Because you'll always think, यार मैंने उस ऐप में इतना पैसा कर दिया है, मुझे उस पैसे को cover up करना है. So to cover up that money, you'll actually start working upon how should I cover up that money, rather than thinking about the skills you're trying to get when you're graphic design. And we have to work upon our skills. We need good skills. In order to get good skills, invest in small apps, work with them, get comfortable with them, then move on to higher apps. The next is Vector. It's a free app for any vector graphics. If you love vectors, you like working with vector graphics, Vector is for you. VECTR. It is a free app, as I say. In video, if you are someone who makes a lot of YouTube videos, if you're someone who likes having colors and fonts and animations and different transitions happening in their YouTube videos, in video is for you. You can create your reels, you can create your Instagram posts, Instagram videos, you can create your YouTube videos, you can create your IGTVs, you can create your YouTube shorts, the 15-second one, you can create your TikTok videos, all of that in video. And it is not a tough app. It gives you the option of text to a video. So if you have your written piece available, if you have your content of the video available, all you have to do is go upload it and type it in that app, and it is going to give you a video right away. It barely takes you 5 minutes to make a video in video. It's again, it gives you a free version and it gives you a paid version as well. Choose what you want to do. Invest in smaller apps. I'll keep saying this, invest in smaller apps, then move on to the higher apps. Canva, one app you're all too comfortable with and we all love so much because it gives you templates. Now, if you say there's an app, there's an Adobe app which is available for Canva as well, which is giving you templates. But again, do you want to invest in that, or would you want to invest in Canva and start knowing this journey? When you invest in Canva, it gives you templates, ready-made templates to make your content. अब आपके पास content है, आपके पास templates आ गए, आपने क्या करना है? Content को template पे डालना है. सिर्फ आप 10 बार 12 बार कंटेंट को टेम्पलेट करोगे, 13वीं बार या 14वीं बार आपको भी लगेगा यार, वेयर इज माय क्रिएटिविटी गोइंग? आई एम नॉट एबल टू शो माय क्रिएटिविटी, आई एम नॉट able to display my creativity. So what you start doing, you start editing the templates. When you start editing the templates, that is when the fun is going to start of graphic designing. That is when you know, okay, when I can change the templates, when I can change the colors, when I can change the font, that means I'm enjoying this. When you're enjoying this thing, you are going on the correct journey. You started the correct journey. All you'll have to do is now pull up your socks and keep going ahead.
Location Bahadur.
Canva also provides you with a lot of content. It gives you, all of these apps have their videos and tutorial videos to how to use these apps. So you can all go back, refer to these apps if you're looking at graphic designing as part of something you want to do. Now go to softwares and websites while using these apps. For photos and videos, we all want amazing stock photos and stock videos. And if we look at the paid, if you do not have the paid version of Canva, every stock video you choose, you have to pay extra for it. Now there's a website known as pexels.com and there's another one known as pixabay.com. Both of them provide you stock photos and stock videos for free. Now they also have the option in which orientation you want. Let's say you're looking for a photo for your Instagram reel. Now the orientation you'll be looking for is going to be vertical. So when you go on to pexels.com and when you go on to pixabay.com, all you have to do is set the orientation to vertical and you can just search in what all kinds of photos you want and all of that will be available. A lot of people look for content, like किस content पे हमें बनाएं, हमें नहीं पता. Okay, I've exhausted my own ideas of content. I want to know what the market wants out of me. Go to Quora, search in your niche, and then just look at the questions people have asked in your niche. And try giving answers to that questions in your posts, in your designs. Go back to Quora, link your post over there. That if you want the answer for this, go watch my post. Let's say 100 people see it and 10 people actually come see your post. What have you done? You have marketed yourself. You've marketed your post without actually spending a penny on it. All you did was research questions on Quora, design the answers for them, go back to Quora and say, hey, these are the answers for you. So do you want to check the answers for your questions? Check my post and give you a link. When you do that, a lot of people actually start connecting with you because you are taking that one step to help people fight the problem they're having. You are being their problem solver. And when you're being a problem solver, you're being a graphic designer. The next is HubSpot.com. HubSpot.com also has the latest content, the trending content that is available. If you're someone who has no niche and you just want to design for anything and everything, go on to HubSpot.com. See the trending content that's happening, design for it. A lot of people just want to design the trends. They'll see like, oh, today tea, a cup of tea is trending. I'll design something for a cup of tea. Tomorrow, egg is trending. I'll design something for egg. Day after tomorrow, oh, Black Lives Matter is trending. I'm going to design for Black Lives Matter. So the trends keep changing, and you can keep changing your design. Now, what happens is you understand different markets. For example, today the trend of, as I say, a cup of tea is happening. So, cup of tea is a product. Now you have to design to product. You have to design to sell that product. You are going to do product designing. Now, Black Lives Matter is a concept. It's not a product. You're not selling Black Lives Matter. It's a concept-based design you're doing. You're doing different kinds of designing. You're opening your hands. You're practicing more kinds of designing. So when you get actual real clients, you know what you're giving them. You have researched every aspect of design. You've researched different kinds of design, and you're giving that faith to your client that, oh, my thing, I know what I'm doing, and I'm going to be here to help you design better for your content, for your product, for your concept. The next is colors. Colors play a major role. Color psychology. Every logo you look at, each of them has a different color because of the reason. If you look at McDonald's, if you look at KFC, if you look at Burger King, they have red and yellow because red and yellow are hunger colors. They actually make you feel hungry. You might not be hungry, but just looking at their logos, you're like, ah, I want to eat a KFC burger. I want to go inside McDonald's. That's the color doing their magic. Now, if you're someone who feels a lot hungry and you do not want to eat much and you want to go on to dieting, why do a lot of doctors say that start eating in blue plates, start eating in gray plates, start coloring your food blue? Because blue is a food suppressant, it's an appetite suppressant. So colors are playing a major role on you as an individual. They are going to reflect your personality. They are going to reflect your emotions. They are going to reflect your mood. Pink is a color of peace and harmony. It does not let people get angry. So what various football teams do is they paint the locker rooms pink just so that they can calm down the angry young men. So when you see that color is playing a major role in the outside world, how important would it be that your design sends out the right message with your colors? If you want to research the trending palettes, if you want to make a palette of your own, go on to coolors.com, COOLORS.com. It lets you make your color palettes. It lets you build your brand colors. Brand colors, they are your identity. Imagine if McDonald's kept changing colors on a daily basis. Today it's yellow and red, tomorrow it's going to become black and white, then it's going to become purple and golden. Would we know it's McDonald's or would we think this is a fake copy of McDonald's? That brand building happens because of colors. As a designer, you should know what color will I use for which brand, what client is selling which product. Because client is going to come to you and say, hey, could you design for me? He's not going to come to you and say that, my audience would like to see yellow color or orange color or red color. No, you know his product. Now think about the colors that are going to go with this product. Think about what the audience is going to accept. And when you know all of that, create a palette. How do we create a palette? Coolors.com. So all of these small little things are kept in mind when you are starting the journey of graphic designing or when you are doing graphic designing. When all of these little boxes are ticked for you, I think you're going in the right path. It's the start that matters. Once you have a good start, then you're going in the flow. Then you just have to flow with it. That's it from me for today. Thank you so much, sir, and thank you so much, everyone. If you want to connect with me personally for any information about design, about social media, you can contact me through my phone or my email address. And now we will be taking in any questions if you guys have. Any questions, can you have it in the chat box, please? Thank you.
Yeah, hi Rajvi.
Hi, ma'am.
Yeah, so it was a great session. We were able to get more points on the how to start it, right? How to start it ourselves, right? That was the target of this session. I have few questions. Like we see most of the LinkedIn posts, right? Uh, what is the basic principle of first starting a LinkedIn post to get it more attractive?
See, your content matters. First is your content. If you have an amazing content, now think about your audience. Think about what is my audience wanting to see. Hierarchy here. If you think that if I'm putting out a quote today, the importance is my quote. So my quote should be in the center and it should be highlighted. Who is it written by? When was it written by? That is the least important. So put it down, give it less importance. Then go upon colors. What colors do you think is this quote representing? What message is this quote giving out? Think about the colors that resonate with this message. Go onto Google. You can just type out. Suppose it's a quote for money. You go onto Google and say what colors represent money. And green is a very good color that represents money. So you can use green color for that quote. So it's these basics you have to look at. Think about your audience, think about the message it's going in, and then just lay it around your LinkedIn post.
Okay, but I have one more question. Like you have some, they keep some designs, and I think they use Canva and all that to represent their informations, right?
Yeah.
So in next class or maybe in the future classes, I just want to have a practical exposure of it as to how to start the Canva itself. You have told it's Canva, it's Pexel, right? It's vector
Yeah,
or whatever whatever you have
Canva is
named.
good for, yeah.
Whatever you have named, we just want one thing to get a practical exposure as to you have to install this way, you have to start it this way, just in a very layman's term, uh, for a person who is not technically sound. Maybe you
Okay.
can have a how to start it
If
with
you
a
want
practical.
a quick Canva, if you want a quick Canva thing on how to just start on Canva, I can
Yes,
give you
yes,
one in a second. Just 2 minutes, everyone. I'm just going to show you how you
sure,
can
sure.
just go on to Canva and
That would
choose
be
the
great.
right size for yourself. Awesome. So all you have to do is canva.com on your Google search box, and this will open. Now, I have a paid version going on right now. So this is my paid version, and it's an educational version that I have. So if you'll see, I have templates of presentations. I have templates of just a second. I think there's an intro. Yeah, awesome. So I have subject-specific content also coming in because I work on an education system. Now, if you're not someone who's working on an education system, you're working on free. What you'll see is when you open the template, this is what you'll get. You'll get the Instagram stories, Instagram post, and all of this. Now you also can, if you don't find LinkedIn over here, just go onto home or search it in the templates, LinkedIn post or LinkedIn banner, whatever you're trying to create. Okay, so we can just do LinkedIn,
2 minutes.
right? LinkedIn banner, LinkedIn post, LinkedIn
Okay.
sponsored content, all of this is going to come. And it's
Oh,
always
okay.
pixelated. All of these designs have different sizes, right? So let's say if you want to create an Instagram, a LinkedIn post, just click on this and it's going to take you to a blank screen of LinkedIn post and some templates that are available,
Okay.
right? So you can look at these, click on to any template that you want to work upon. Just say, let's say this is the template we are going to work upon. And then you have the template right in front of you. You can
Okay.
edit it, you have different elements to choose from, different photos to choose from, different uploads from your gallery that you upload in over here, different texts that you can put in, different music that you can put into your content, different videos that you can put in. All of this is going to come here. When you've
Great.
created your post, download. If you think you've added music and there's some kind of animation in it, download it as an MP4 video. If not, download it as a PNG image.
Thanks a lot, Rajvi. Any more questions from any other participants, please? You can go ahead.
Hi, this is Chandramohan here from Bangalore.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. See, if you have to ask me, I'm very much new to this word called graphic designing. Okay, I just want to understand. See, I'm a civil engineer, and I do some YouTube videos for myself when I'm singing or a general post if I have to do. So, how has a individual person who is into, I'm not into social media, but how is that I can use this? In what way I can use this?
Okay. Firstly, sir, when you're making your
I
YouTube
do
video,
one more. I do present office for any management meeting. I do presentations. Okay, PPT I do. But in what way I can use this particular thing? Graphic
okay.
designing.
Okay, sir. First and foremost, when you're making YouTube videos, if you need any photos or any stock photos or stock music or stock videos, all available on pexel.com and pixabay.com. Moving on to the presentations part, if you create eye-catching presentations, if you know that what my audience is, what kind of product they want, your colors matter a lot. If you have the right colors, half percent of your audience is actually already towards you because of the color psychology that is playing in your mind. And I talked about coolers, I talked about Canva. Now on Canva, you can also make your daily based presentations. They're again available on the template based. If you go over here to presentations, you get the different kinds of presentations that are going to be available. So you can choose from any presentation and make it. If you have any specific kind of presentation you want to make, let's say you know that my presentation is going to be about civil engineering, or so a lot of times they do have already theme-based presentations, and you can ideally just work on that. At the moment, I don't think civil engineering is present, but yes, there are a lot of the time theme-based presentations are already there. So the whole idea of color research for your audience and all goes away. But otherwise, graphic designing will help you know your colors well, will help your audience well, and how you can combine both of them to give out the best solution possible to anyone who's coming and watching.
So where do you start from? Should I start from Canva and then?
Start from Canva. Jesus, start from Canva. Canva is the first step you can take.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
And Rajvi, one more question. In a paid version, you can change colors, is it, in the templates?
You can change colors for any version. That is absolutely free to change. You can change colors anywhere.
I hope there aren't any other questions. So in future, probably the participants can tell their request as to what they really want to learn, right? That would be a more targeted session. And thank you so much. Yes, Sushant sir wants to speak.
Usha ji, just before you end up, I just want to put forward that tomorrow also we are having one more session on how to use the social media. So I would request all the participants to join in tomorrow too, to understand. Today you have understood how to use the tools. Tomorrow how to use these tools in the social media, Raji will be putting forward. So share this with your associates, your friends, and maybe you can give this same link to your friends too, so that they can attend this session. Tell them to register on the platform so that we can also send them the link if they miss this link. Over to you, Usha ji.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So on behalf of all the participants, I would like to thank Rajvi for such an informative session. And I wish all success. At this young age, you are totally an inspiration for all of us. And wish you all success and good luck in your future endeavors. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in today.